We should be living in a golden age of music. We have immediate access to every single recording ever made. We have the most crazy technology possible for making music. We have infinite hours of content teaching us how to do it, and we have worldwide distribution mechanisms for getting it from our desktop in front of other people immediately. But musicians are struggling in three ways. Creatively, there's so much noise that it's harder than ever to figure out how to actually get better. Professionally, it's harder to be heard, and it's hard psychologically. It's hard to succeed at your creative or professional goals while staying sane. When I go on YouTube to learn about music, I see 1,000 clickbait videos telling me that there's a new secret hack that I need to understand, or a new mix bus process, or a new chain, or a new this, or a new that. I leave very overwhelmed and very confused. And what I've started to understand is that the Venn diagram of people being really good at YouTube and people who are really good at teaching me how to make music is not a big overlap. We've ended up in this situation where the best marketers are the people who are teaching us how to make music, and the best musicians are not getting the visibility that they want. So I want to take a step back and tell you a little bit of my story. 10 years ago, I started a band called Aut with my friends. We had a pretty fairy tale ride for a little band from Montreal. We got signed, our first record got a really good Pitchfork review, and then very quickly we played Primavera, we played Roskilde. We had what I would consider to be a medium-sized indie rock career. After the band ended, I totally burnt out. I went into digital marketing work. I didn't make music for 5 years. Cut to January 2023, and at that point, I had not listened to music in years. I had no idea how to use a DAW. I had no idea what chord progressions were. I was starting from a complete blank slate. It's something that I think is really challenging for musicians, which is that in order to have a flourishing or even viable career, we need to have both creative skill and professional or marketing or entrepreneurial skill. And those two skills aren't as complementary as we might think. The time that you spend learning that crazy marketing brain, which is what I did when I wasn't in music, is time that you're not spending growing creatively. And also in some ways, that kind of thinking makes me worse creatively. The other thing is there is an incentive to seem like an expert. There's an incentive to be able to say here's my amazing trick, or here's this thing that you've never done before. And so we end up in this situation where there's a lot of people claiming to be experts because of the incentives, when none of us are experts. And I think this is one of the reasons why people are struggling to make good music and get it heard, because we're learning how to do both things from people who don't know how to do either of those things. I would like to learn from someone one step ahead of me, from someone who figured something out yesterday. I would love to be able to use this website a little less like one person is an expert and everyone else is trying to grab crumbs from them, and all of us kind of working together and figuring things out. I feel that there would be less burnout, less psychological pressure, that we would actually be able to do more. So what makes this channel different? Well, first of all, I have no idea what I'm doing. I am figuring things out day by day. But I do have the benefit of having had some experience of the music industry, my little indie rock career. Plus, the job that I did for 5 years was deep in the barrel of the digital marketing world. So I know how to do the thing that all us musicians have to do now. And I've also had a complete psychological breakdown and had to rebuild from that. I have experience on the creative side, on the professional side, and on the psychological side, and now I'm going to try to build a new music career where I don't have to sacrifice any one of those three things. And I'm going to share the kind of reality of doing this on this channel. Since I was in a band, the entire music industry has completely changed. It's really radical, it's really extreme. When we started, Spotify had just become a thing. We definitely didn't worry about it at all. We put a lot of our focus on PR and getting good reviews. Now everything is about social media. Promoting an album and going on social media are kind of the same thing. And so much of what we understand to be A&R or discovering music is data-driven based on how successful you are on social media. And then kind of sonically, there's been really interesting changes too. I think that obviously the divide between popular culture and non-popular culture has just completely collapsed. Media outlets have less impact on people's careers, there's this whole new landscape of a lot of different kinds of sounds that have kind of grown up together. It's very interesting. I'm going to give you the behind the scenes and the reality as I try to build a career that is creatively, professionally, and psychologically sustainable and satisfying. If we can turn on all three of those light switches at once and make a life that is livable like that. I'm going to share the actual process, the actual behind the scenes, and I'll talk to experts and people that I know quite candidly on all three fronts, on the creative side, on the professional side, and on the psychological side. Try to see how we can feel our way through the contemporary music industry and not go completely insane. If you are a musician, or you are interested in being a musician, or you have to make content online, or you are kind of interested in this new world, and you are struggling creatively, professionally, or psychologically, give this a follow and let's see if we can figure this out together. Thanks.